Welcome to the Runtime Error, the place where programming begins. As you know that we have started with the HR series. In the previous video, we discussed about introduce yourself, and it is the most important question to any interview because introduce yourself, it is the opening to all the interviews wherever we go. So if you haven't watched the video, I highly recommend you to watch that video. The link of that video is given in the description box. In this video, we will be discussing one next question that is called as where do you see yourself in next 5 years? So again, we will be looking into this question in 3 different ways. First, we will be looking what is the actual meaning of this question. Second, we will tell what is the wrong way people mainly answer while giving answer to this question. And third, we will look at what is the perfect way to give the answer. So without wasting any time, let's get going. Before we do start, I highly recommend you to subscribe our channel if you are new to this. So where do you see yourself in next 5 years? What is the actual meanings do you feel? I will tell you. Most people what they feel is where do you see yourself in next 5 years means where I can see myself in position wise after getting selected in a company. This is the actual meaning what people feel is. But is this the actual meaning of that question? Absolutely no, because there are many HR questions where when you read it, it tells you one thing, but behind the scene it has a completely different meaning. Say for example, where do you see yourself in next 5 years? People think is, okay, once I get selected in the company, I would like to see myself to be a CEO, to be a team lead. But the point is, this is not the actual meaning. Now the question comes, what is the actual meaning of this question? The actual meaning of this question is how much loyal your company and how long you are going to stick with the company. This is the actual meaning of the question. Now the question comes, hey, does this make any sense? Where do you see yourself in next 5 years? Loyalty to the company, how long you are going to stick to the company. Does this make any sense? No, not at all. I will prove you why this is the actual meaning of this question. But before going in depth, first let me tell you what is the wrong way people mainly answers when answering to this question. So whenever HR asks you question, where do you see yourself in next 5 years? What people tell them is, I would like to see myself as a team lead. I would like to see myself as a project manager, as CEO or HR. But the point is, how do you know that you will be on that position after 4-5 years? There might be certain categories that you may get fired from the company, still your interview is going on and still haven't selected for the company, and directly you're telling them, I would like to see myself as a project manager. Third important thing, you're saying that I want to be a technical lead. Now say for example, even after getting selected in the company, you are supposed to work in a non-technical things like managerial things. Now tell me how you can be the technical lead in a non-technical working sector. Absolutely no. Now I hope so the actual meaning of the question, where do you see yourself in next 5 years, does not mean that where do you see yourself in next 5 years. What is actually mean is how long you are going to stick to the company. I hope so this makes sense to you. Now let's look at what is the wrong way people mainly tells. Where do you see yourself in next 5 years? People directly tell, I would like to see myself as a project manager, as a team lead, technical lead or CEO. But this is absolutely the wrong way of telling the answer. Now let's look at the perfect way telling this answer. But before knowing the actual answer, let's correct few of the wrong things. As I mentioned, we don't know whether we are going to get selected in the company or not. Second important thing is, even after getting selected, we don't know in which sector we will be working on. So I highly recommend you, whenever you are going to tell any position during the interview, don't tell that particular position. Instead of saying I want to be a project manager, I want to be a team lead, we can say I want to see myself in the respectable position, which means I have told them the higher position, but I haven't mentioned the particular position. Respectable position means you can be HR, you can be a project manager, or you can be a team lead. I haven't mentioned any specific position for this. I hope so this makes sense to you. So now let's look at what is the actual way of telling this answer. I will be telling this answer to the trainee engineer. You can modify according to your will. So let's look at what is the actual way telling this answer. For the first couple of years, I want to work as a trainee engineer. Since I'm new to this corporate world, first of all, for the first 2 or 3 years, I would like to groom myself in my domain so that I can get enough knowledge and experience about the domain in which I'm working on. Once I get the amount of experience and knowledge, then I would like to see myself in a respectable position. See how well I described. As I told you in the previous video, introduce yourself. Don't tell the results directly. Rather, tell the actions you take to be on that result. For example, I told them that I want to be in a respectable position. But before being on that respectable position, I have told them I would like to groom myself for the first couple of years so that I can get enough knowledge and experience. I'm telling them actions I will take to be on that position. I haven't mentioned the position directly. The 3 points we should notice in this answer is, the first, I told the actions I will take, that I would like to groom myself really well for the first couple of years so that I can get enough experience or knowledge. Second important thing is, then I told them, then I would like to see myself in a respectable position. And the third and the most important point is, I haven't mentioned any position. I just said I would like to see myself in a respectable position. It can be anything, it can be HR, it can be a technical lead or a team lead, etc. So I hope so you got the perfect way of answering this question. So next time when someone asks you the question, where do you see yourself in next 5 years? Don't fumble, because I have told you the perfect way of delivering this answer. So I hope you purely understand way to deliver the answer to this question. If you want to know more about HR questions, do subscribe to our channel. Till then, have a happy coding.